Salibonani Linjani, welcome to Magriza Made Me Cook. So today on the show, we are here to meet up with renowned economist, researcher and lecturer from the National University of Science and Technology, Dr. Nqobizitha Mathanda Dube. So we're going to spend time with him in the kitchen and also have an important discussion on self-love, culture and identity. Welcome to the show. So outside, let's go meet the doctor inside. Doctor, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, Prince.
So, who's Dr. Mathanda Dube?
Mathanda,
No, I think
we all owe Kosana some royalty for that.
As maybe me award.
Yeah, I mean you had.
But it was straight.
Yeah, you're
straight to the point.
Kosana him, Mathanda him. No, Mathanda him. Mathanda is me. Nqobizitha Mathanda Dube. I'm based. I don't like really saying which I do this and because I do many things. So we are telling us to on aspects of climate consultants, on social commentating, and I'm also a father, a brother, I'm also a friend, and in so many things.
When did you fall in love with academics?
Well, in all honesty, for us during our time, school was a very difficult period. I'm a teacher at HR, and it's very difficult to say which we really liked school. I think we didn't understand the purpose. We used to go up to us camp. I think my point of really understanding the essence of school was at A-level. Initially, I didn't because we had to do it, and for some reason it came easier for me. So
natural.
I did it, but I started to see the importance and the meaning of it at A-level, I think. But I think things have changed a lot. They like going to school. It was not like that for us.
It was quite a different story.
No, it was not like that because school was associated with a lot of beating.
Then let's talk about you're doing a PhD, juggling between work and studying. How was that? In 3 years, 5 years?
I managed to do it in 2.5 years. Okay. I don't know. I think maybe it came easy for me, but I really didn't have a problem juggling work and studying. I think because the work I was doing was generally at an academic institution already.
Okay.
So most of the stuff that I was doing was useful in the work that I was doing as well.
Okay.
So yeah, but I would not say it was a difficult process. Maybe because I understood it and I had the same supervisor for my master's who was a very great guy and he still is, Professor Kevin Fraser.
Okay.
So I think it was good. I had a lot of motivation as well from a compatriot, Junius Married.
Okay.
He's still there now. He's now Dr. Junius Married. He should be professor soon. Rhodes.
Okay.
So he was a very sharp guy. And I think we worked together, we finished together. It was really good.
Then let's talk about the Ali Douglas Research Institute, which you co-founded. Two questions, your aim and what have you achieved going forward?
Laphana into esasizama ukuyenza ukucreate i-platform for ukuthi abantu becabanye. Because esikolo, the unfortunate thing, particularly which affects most of us as Africans, is we go to school to get a job, which is a big problem.
Not to
learn to think. So there's a difference between learning to think and learning. E-university by right is supposed to teach people to think, to solve complex problems,
especially in the community.
In a community, so some problems are Zimbabwe. So we're actually in a honeypot of things where we're supposed to be applying in knowledge, but we struggle to do that as Africans. So Ali Douglas, what we're trying to do was to bring in that component. We can solve problems which we have in our society as a team of researchers. So I could be wrong, but I frown on those people about a gown. They employ me, find me a job. They are flaunting their ignorance. We are expecting you to be actually sorting out himself and coming up with solutions. So I'm not saying everyone should be an entrepreneur, but we need a critical mass of entrepreneurs to employ others.
Exactly.
In the same way, everyone cannot be an entrepreneur, everyone cannot be an employee.
Yes.
So one of the main things which we wanted to do at Ali Douglas was to create himself. So we've diversified our operations into farming. We've also been trying to diversify our operations into mobile food kitchens and things like that. So sizabona with the coming year ukuthi into ziyazenzela, but in future we really want to get into major natural resources like mining, and we want to also get into proper processing.
That's good, man. Doctor, let's talk about your book collection. I see you've got diverse books. Tell me your inspiration behind the collection.
I think, as I said, it doesn't feel an accident. But I found it's so important to feed the mind, and the only way to feed the mind is through reading. The first book I ever read, which had a heavy impact in my life, was Decolonizing the Mind by Magriza. Okay. It was too much for me. Damn it! It was so good, and I was very young when I read it. So I think it pushed me towards the dimension of Africanism, Africology, and so on. I'm trying to understand myself as an African, but because I'm naturally inclined to economics, I also read a lot in the areas of the economic side and the way economic systems are structured and so on. I also learned to start reading a lot about prominent individuals. Believed or not, Mbalamwa Hitler, and the way he saw life and so on and so on. So just getting diverse pictures.
Okay. Then why is it important, like if you're looking at us young people, you sort of like get junk information now. Proliferation of social media, you've got fake news. Why should we like go back to the basic, buy a book, then
the most difficult thing to do is to center your mind. People don't understand what the brain and the mind are two different things. The brain is a tissue. It's a tissue that is like a machine which can be changed here and there. But the mind is what you produce when through consciousness.
Yeah, collection of thoughts.
Collection of thoughts and so on. Ukusenda into yona leya is very, very difficult. Uyatuzama ukuthi uhlale phansi ukhangele itafula ubonise ucabanga into eyenzakala izolo ucabanga. Just that idea of being calm and centered is very, very difficult.
Yeah.
So information plethora leyo sikhona, it is designed to deal mind yona ehlala igijima. So mind yana ehlala igijima is so happy to have billions and billions of neurons searching for this and that with no end. So you'll find in the days that are coming, people who are going to make it in life are the people who are able to center their minds and focus. What a book does, it is the one time where your mind stops functioning and focuses only on those
the
words.
text.
The minute your mind goes away, you can no longer read.
Yeah, the normal reading. Because
the mind is gone.
Yeah.
So the book is going to focus the mind on one point. That's why it's so important to read the book or the item. Just focus on one thing. So it is going to focus the mind, and the more you learn to do that, the more effective it becomes. That's why reading is so important. So give yourself time every day, an hour a day, just sit down and read.
Yeah. Talking about food, screaming
yes, Magriza made me cook.
Yeah, we're all about food, man. Your favorite traditional food?
Inyambuzi, I love it too. So I've got good goat meat. I would really love to also enjoy it, but my favorite actually unyauti. I always love the smell of unyauti.
Exactly.
So, but it's not easy to come by it.
Well, now at my favorite place, the kitchen. So what are we having, Doc?
Like lapha yeMbuzi lapha lo ngumlenze manje usikwe sharp, tuna sharp. So this is goat. Goat, as I said, was traditionally something esasidla sonke ekhaya. Imbuzi futhi ayifuni ma soup amaningi la. Efuna either uyifry uyiboil njalo, ufake itswayi, ufake into enzayieda kuphela lapha, ngizayichaya ngifry, ngifake nje green beans, ngifake letswayi. Then laba bafuna ama soup lana ngizayenza isoup eceleni. But yona vele izabechaya injalo imbuzi letswayi. And at best maybe the way carrying each other, but you have very imbuzi.
Natural. Okay. Then Doctor, why is it important for us to eat organic?
Well, I want most of the food that we eat is terrible food. Shit food ilahlwayo. Yona lana yabemixwe lento zonke ezibhedayo uzotry cheap. But i-organic leya lo muntu enje ukudla kakhulu umsazisi. Ukuthi ukuthi abantu nxa udle into ephilayo la yafika lapha ikhume lezi izinto ocholo yaphila, but most of the processed food is killed food, dead food. Ifood esiyastranglwayo yabulawa and which is no longer alive. This is alive food which is also eating a live human. And most of the food is like in Africa, very English. So it's food.
Okay.
So the ladies like chance, if fry land, if I eat why, then it's
the issue of identity, but looking at self-love. uGogo, how does it form, conceptualize an identity, and the importance of an identity, especially as Latin African?
That is a very close topic to my heart. I recently published a book called Psychological Bludgeoning of the Native African in Zimbabwe. What I was looking at was Inyama Zimbabwe uselinyazwe njani engqondweni endikakubona. It's so terrible because when the white man comes to Africa, he rather see animals than look at the people or their culture because they are a bad imitation of themselves. You're not right. And you said when our children are going to be asked who they are, they'll say we used to be Africans. But we no longer know what it means to be Africans. So bringing it closer to issues of identity, you have to understand we all use identities different times. For instance, I'm an engineer, I'm an economist. These are identities that we use.
It's not you.
It's not you, and we also have our identities which are thrust upon us. For instance, I'm InciNdebele, I'm a what. These are thrust upon us. We don't choose these ones. So you wear them as and when it suits you, but at times they wear you. But they are thrust on you.
Exactly.
Now, for instance, I can use the identity, I'm of Kalanga origin, I'm InciNdebele. These are identities that I can use. But in most cases, do I really understand what those identities mean? Who put them? I worry very much about the African in the sense where and we have spent so much investing in other people's cultures to the extent that we ridicule our own, religion, we ridicule our own self, we ridicule everything that belongs to us. So what we end up having, we have got mimics of Europeans. We've got people who pride themselves in not being able to speak their own language. Nqobizitha said, if you can speak another person's language, but you can speak your own, then you're empowered. But if you can speak another person's language and you cannot speak, you are a slave. You see? So what is called me as Kiwalapa, we do it so that other people can understand us. But it's still I spent a lot of time not understanding my origins as well, but I ended up going back. You see, to understand that no, the origins of my people are based on this and that. So, as umuntu vele onoza and umuntu has got an inferiority complex because he's trying very hard to copy someone else. Awusoze unoze ulimi lwakho.
Because you're natural.
You're natural. Also, awusoze ungabona umuntu vele onoza yakumboza tshintsha and they believe whatever they're doing is superior. So, umuntu onoza umuntu zabe khuluma isikhiwa ezama ukusikhuluma njengekhiwa. Umuntu okhuluma isiNjiva umuntu ozabe ekhuluma isiNdebele zami usikhuluma njengomZulu. There is that inbuilt belief yokuthi umuntu is more superior than me.
Exactly.
It's in your mind. So, but if you are if I've got an accent being a Liverpool, I'm going to speak English with a Liverpool accent. I'm not going to speak English with an accent from Spain. From Spain. I won't do that because this is who I am. Well, I won't even speak English with an accent from London because that is not how we speak here. We speak it differently. But Tina, we've got our own accent. We've got our own language, but we don't glorify it. We're so afraid to be known to even speak it. Until we learn to be proud of it, speak it, and whoever they will also learn to start to love us. So we need to calm down, first of all. We need to calm down. We need to realize that we've got one country, we have got this society, and we need to realize the ways in which we view ourselves is exactly the way in which everyone else is going to view us.
Because we're a mirror.
We are a mirror to what everyone else is. The more we start learning we are great people, we're probably the greatest civilization in Southern Africa. There is no place like Great Zimbabwe. In sub-Saharan Africa, there is nothing like that has been built. We've got one of the most fertile soils in the world. We've got some of the best weather in the world. We've got some of the most educated people in the world. What we do not have is a methodology of bringing these people together to realize this greatness. We need to start telling this story of greatness, this story of how powerful we are, this story of how we can get further. Not that we are better than anyone else. We do not care what everyone else is. We're just telling you who we are. We are Zimbabwe. We are great. We are going to push further and we're going to make things better.
Yeah.
It's very, very important.
It's important. Huh?
Yeah.
Then on the academics, for someone who's watching, I know there are so many people who are studying, watching the show. As a PhD coordinator at NAST, what advice would you give someone who wants to follow the undertake the academic?
Read very hard. Read to understand. Do not do it for a certificate. You will understand what most people follow money, but money is fiction.
Yeah.
Money is a representation of effort. The more effort you put, money follows passion. So if you've got passion, if you put effort, is a way I work. Fagi passion, fagi effort, into the
Then what impact do you want to have on this world?
Well, if I leave this world, having created a more united society amongst my people, I think I'll be very, very happy. And if I leave this world, having created a more inclusive and less temperament-based society, I'll be very, very happy. I'm not one for discrimination, but I'm one for understanding who we are, a plural society that allows us to be united, where we understand our differences, but it is the differences that unite us.
Yeah, it's very important.
I think if I'm able to do that, I'll be happy.
You'll be happy. Yeah. Okay. Cheers.
Sharp, buddy. Sharp.
So apart from the academics, Dr. Mathanda is also a passionate farmer, as he mentioned in the interview. So just behind me is where his produce is, and some of the produce that we got when we were cooking the cod meat, we took it from his farm. So thank you for watching, spending the day with Dr. Mathanda. I'll leave his social media and any other relevant information in the description box below. So thank you for watching. If you're new, please click on the subscribe. Till next time, remember, keep the love, keep the Ubuntu. Peace.